Hey folks, Peter here from WA Metro Cichlids once again. Been looking forward to doing this episode. It's basically one about do-it-yourself breeding boxes and egg tumblers, as you can see before you. So, getting to this one. This is my own personal design, obviously. You probably won't see many of these, considering, well, I haven't yet. But not to say someone out there hasn't made something similar. But basically, this design here is more of your larger breeding box for your more larger cichlids, and it's a bit more of a flashy one. How this works is you got bits of foam that you cut out. So you can cut out bits of foam, say about, I don't know, inch and a half, whatever your preference, enough that the container's still floating in a good volume of water, basically. And then you basically slide your bits of foam on with some lucky bands, which I'll show you shortly, and that floats in your tank freely, and never to be a problem. 100% foolproof egg tumbler, breeding box, and fish can't escape, eggs can't escape. Basically, it's really good. In the bottom, you'll notice this insert comes out very easy. Just lift it out like so. So basically, when you're using this in an aquarium to keep the lid down so it will not float, I either use some suckers just on the wall or two little rocks. You know, will hold that bit of plastic down very easily. It's very light. And so that's your division. So your little fry and eggs, or whichever. If she spits and freaks out and decides she wants to have food and doesn't want to carry them, they'll go in there, or the fry, either one. This is your more cheaper design. This is your common one. You see a lot of videos on these. Bits of perspex you'll just note up there that I'm pointing at with my finger, trying to while I'm holding it, just to hold on the fly screen. And bits of foam again, once again with lucky bands around the edges, and they float in your tank. Simple yet effective. Getting on to the egg tumblers. This one, and by the way, folks, I use bio egg tumblers, biomechanical filtrated egg tumblers, meaning basically there's a sponge involved to filtrate the water that's going past the eggs, or before it gets to the eggs, basically. So how this works is really simple. This, folks, sorry, lost the camera shot there. This, folks, slips on the bottom like so, like that. Basically, biofiltrated egg tumblers are always safe because it stops fungi and stuff growing on your eggs. Even though that shouldn't happen, it can happen even though they're moving. I've seen it. So, moving on. This little egg tumbler, I was sitting down one day, I had a piece of fluval outlet pipe, which is here. Obviously, that goes like that and water comes out of it and disperses your water. Normally, that's what that attachment's used for. This is your common sponge filter tube, which we've all seen with egg tumblers, and a top. And I use double mesh. So this is 2 bits of mesh in here. And you can see the excess just around the edges. Because I find the 1 bits of mesh, the squares tend to, can't see very well in there, but the squares are tighter if you use 2 bits of mesh and overlap them. And the squares are more stronger, they don't break and eggs can't escape, which I've seen happen using single bits of mesh. So personal tip, I use 2 bits of mesh. I mean, why not? Why wouldn't you? It's not very expensive. This goes in here. So it's basically, I haven't cut it out yet, but it's going to be cut out on a slight angle to fit in here. So basically the water goes in, through there, eggs sit on the bottom like that, nice and comfy. And doing a little bit of a vibration with the water flow, and your airline goes on the top. So pretty straightforward, really. I think I actually wouldn't mind finding a place where I can get more of these parts, because I actually like this whole little where you can put the sponge here, and yeah, works really well. This is a larger one, so this is for more of your larger, obviously, clutches of eggs that you'll get. I've bought some polyethylene tubing. It's like a rubber. It's thick. It's like 5mm thick, 4mm, something like that. And basically put some suckers on here. I've got double bit of mesh at the top there. I've got an elbow at the top, and I've got a little bit of polyethylene there to direct water. A bit of a flow thing. And basically, yeah, folks, that's the sponge in the bottom. And that's been in my tank for a few days, and I'm not sure if we can see it in the light, but well, it's been in there about a week, but it has got some of the stuff building up on it, which is probably going to be dead now for the purpose of this video. But that basically slips on the bottom. I'm just going to pause this video and show you. Okay, bit of a tight fit, which is always good. So that basically sits in your tank, pretty much. For an example, in there, your little suckers. You can turn this whichever way you want round. So you go up against your tank, your airline. Eggs sit on the bottom in there. I've got to clean this pipe. It's a little bit. I've noticed the only downside to the polyethylene design at the moment is it tends to get a little bit cloudy. So I'm going to see if I can try and combat that somehow. I don't know if there's a way, or whether you just need to get it polished or buffed, or whether it's just a downside to using polyethylene in the tank. So that's the only downside. It is hard to see the eggs, folks, but you can see them when you put a light up to it. You can just sort of see them in there. So still, I find it a pretty good design, but I do prefer the little one, just because you can obviously see the eggs easier. But if you've got 30, 40, 50 eggs, you're not going to fit them in there. So you need something more like that. As long as those eggs are slightly moving, just a little bit, because you don't want to damage them. They can get damaged and cause deformities. So that's another tip, if you didn't already know that. I'm going to do a quick demo of this floating into one of my tanks. I'll probably do that in another video, because this one's now quite long already, going through what I've gone through. Hope you've enjoyed it, folks. Any questions, answers, comments on my designs, breeding boxes or egg tumblers, feel free to post. And you guys have a great day.